All right. So let's begin with first takes on the topic. Mr. Owaisi, we'll begin with you. Do you concur with the statement that India lacks an effective opposition?
To answer to your question, because I have 5 minutes, and I cannot dwell in detail. What is the effectiveness of an opposition? How does one measure it? Is it how many times the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha is installed by the opposition? Or is it how many policies the opposition has forced the government into backtracking? Or is the opposition successful in convincing a counter narrative that is being said by the ruling party? Now, the problem with our parliamentary democracy is that opposition parties in opposition will oppose many issues, but once people of India give them power, they do right opposite to what they were opposing as their opposition party. For example, the present Prime Minister was against GST. Now he implemented the GST. The present BJP was against Aadhaar. They called it political gimmick. Now for PAN cards, for DBT, Aadhaar has become the magic card. And then thirdly, if you see the laws which have been passed, the 4 important laws which have been passed by the BJP are NIA, UPA, CAA, Article 370. Only 4 political parties outrightly opposed it, right? And you have the opposition leaders over here representing their respective parties who sided with the ruling party in supporting it. So that is why, and I can give another example. You have a Congress spokesperson, Haryana. Congress and BJP unanimously enacted anti-cow slaughter legislation up to 10 years. And when I said that I will not decide if anyone forces me the BMJ slogan, in Madhya Pradesh Assembly, unanimous resolution was passed to censure me. Another example I give you, Shiv Sena said that CAA will result in invisible partition. Then in Rajya Sabha, they voted for the bill in Lok Sabha, they walked out in Rajya Sabha. Shiv Sena is sharing power with Congress party. Manish Tiwari is there. The Honorable Chief Minister said that yes, we proudly proclaim that we demolished Babri Masjid. Congress has no issues with that. Despite Congress, then Prime Minister saying that we will construct a Babri Masjid in the Parliament. Manmohan Singh, Article 370, 717, October 2019, he openly said we supported the abrogation. We have only problem with its implementation. So all in all, you see, people of India don't see a difference between the present opposition party and the ruling party. And that is why you see, because of lack of confidence opposition parties, people of India have taken to streets against CAA, and they have, to a certain extent, they have forced the ruling party BJP on the implementation of CAA, NPR, NRC. The opposition parties have, Congress has no clear-cut stand because the late CM of Assam said that NRC is his baby. You have farmers protest. Where are the opposition parties? It is there. SCs protest. The Dalits came out. You don't have opposition parties. That is why I feel that the people of India have realized that the opposition parties are only good in speaking in parliament, giving grandiose speeches or whatever it is, or in TV channels, talking to 6 p.m., 9 p.m. nationalists. But people of India don't see that. And that is why, and then the last point is about, then who is there to oppose Modi? The people of India are the biggest opponents. But we are not able to convince the people with data, petrol rise, price rise, inflation. The CMI data says lakhs of people have been made unemployed. That is why I feel that yes, we require lack of opposition, not because of, it's because of the duplicity of the stands taken by opposition parties. That is why we are not effective in setting that narrative with BJP is successful.
Sir, you are a part of multiple televised debates and panels. Now, most of India's population collects their political information from mainstream media houses. And there's also a general consensus that these media houses portray the ruling party in a more favorable light as compared to the opposition. In such an instance, What should the opposition be doing to counter this?
Okay, yeah, you're able to hear me. Okay. So the answer to your question is that the opposition parties should go prepared to these TV debates. The opposition parties should be more clever enough to understand that that you have this 6 p.m., 9 p.m. nationalists, so-called nationalists, who would definitely put forward the supreme leader's viewpoint. And thirdly is that you cannot avoid media, or if not, then the opposition parties should start their own TV channel, because many times I have been accused of, oh, why did you go to that TV channel? Why did you go to that anchor? I said, look, you cannot dictate to me who I go, where I go, what I go. I go and speak what I have to speak. And sometimes I have, I've always spoken against the so-called line of that anchor. But yes, but one thing which we must remember is that more than these TV channels, the most important influencers are now the YouTubers. They are the most important people in influencing the people's mind, which unfortunately we political parties are not able to grasp it. Whether it is any election, state, assembly, parliament, or even municipal election, it is those YouTubers who are very well in setting a narrative. But end of the day, yes, the national TV has a huge connection, and people watch them. But you cannot avoid it. We have to be more prepared. But then again, you see, last point. What is the difference between the non-BJP parties and the BJP party? Please tell me. Where is it? What is the difference? Please tell me in short. You support 370, you support NIA, and Stan dies. Why did he die? Because you supported the UAPA. That man could not even get a straw because you made it more stronger. Then you have CAA, you have farmers' protests. What is the difference? Please tell me. You are in power in Maharashtra. Ideologically, what is the difference? You have come to stop BJP. Fantastic. But what is the ideological common ground wherein a party like me or will feel, okay, there is something comfortable? No. You are waiting for the inevitable to happen, that the people of India should get tired with Narendra Modi. And once Congress party gets 150, 160, then everyone will start clapping. Oh, the leader has arrived. Because of him, we won. That is, by default, you cannot win in this present times. You have to set an agenda. You have to show a difference between ideology. You have to set a narrative. We are not able to do that. And that is the most important point. If you have Mamata Banerjee saying, I'm a proud Brahmin, you have DMK saying, we'll give you 25,000, go and visit temples. Well, what is that? What is the difference? You are only waiting for an inevitable to happen, that Sri Narendra Modi people will get tired of him and then we'll come back. That is not a good thing. You have to set a narrative, you have to set an ideological battle, which unfortunately the main opposition parties are failing to do.
Hi everyone. My question is for Mr. Owaisi. Good afternoon, sir. My question is that we know you as one of the most influential Muslim leaders of the world. And in light of the recent cabinet rejig, one cannot help but notice the low representation of the community with just one represent out of 78. Just wanted to know your thoughts on this representation, especially in a country as diverse as ours.
Well, I'm thankful to you that you have pointed out the low representation of Muslims in the Union Cabinet. But I'm sure you know that we have the lowest number of MPs in the Lok Sabha now. And why is it? Because the secular parties who call me communal and whatever it is, B team, A team, Laila, whatever it is, they are not willing to give Muslim tickets. How many tickets have the so-called secular parties given? Very few. Is it according to their population? No. Does BJP has a Muslim MP in Lok Sabha? No. So, and the secular parties who have their Muslim MPs getting elected from which constituency? They get elected from those constituencies which have more than 35% Muslim vote of that particular Lok Sabha. Had that not been the case, they would not have been elected. The only good example which I can give you is the Tamil Nadu, where one particular parliament constituency is there, where Muslims and also of Mr. Ansari of BSP. But the problem is that Hindutva, problem is 91 till 91, with respect to Mr. Baru, Mr. Narasimha Rao's government opened up the economy. What is the founding principle of our constitution? We should aspire for egalitarian society. Mr. Narasimha Rao and then Congress government said, we worship the voter, we will not educate him, we'll give whatever he wants. Then the Ram Mandir movement accentuated the whole thing. So the issue is majoritarian form of democracy has led to the low representation of Muslims in the Lok Sabha. And take the example of what MIM did. We won the Aurangabad parliament seat. After how many years? For 20 long years, the Shiv Sena was winning it. And now you have Congress party sitting with Shiv Sena. So what is the message? The people are getting disillusioned. I reiterate again that you have to have a clear ideological difference. If you want to stop BJP, oh, let us come together and stop BJP. What is the difference between you and BJP? How would I feel comfortable over there, or the Muslims feel comfortable? So the issue is secular parties are not giving enough tickets. The people of India are not voting for Muslim candidates because they are swayed by the Hindutva ideology, which all the secular parties are openly or actively supporting it. And the last point of Mr. Baru said about presidential form. Sir, every legislation in the Lok Sabha, please tell me wherein the opposition parties oppose BJP. They have centralized all powers. Even the appointment of information commissioners, BJP has taken into it. Lockdown. For God's sake, the lockdown is a state subject. But the Maharashtra government, my Telangana government, everyone said, oh, let Mr. Modi decide from Delhi when we'll have a lockdown. You are cutting not your hands, but you are destroying the federalism. So in a way, yes, we are responsible. People of India should, the party should give more tickets to Muslims, get more Muslims elected. You're not electing, you're only saying Muslims, be happy in Iftar party. We'll come and serve you some Sheer Khurma. On Eid day will come and gale mil lenge. And these are all gimmicks. You are not voting for a Muslim candidate, simple as that. That is why you get this result of low representation. I like to disappoint all of you by saying that so long as the secular parties continue with their relationship with the Hindutva ideology, be rest assured that BJP will be in power. Or even if tomorrow BJP is defeated, inshallah, the Hindutva ideology will be continued to be followed if these secular parties could come together. I would also like to caution the ISB, all of you, the students over there, that the people of India are getting disillusioned. Those secular people who still believe in unity and diversity, who believes in the basic structure of federalism, they are getting disillusioned, and this is not a good sign when people sit on protest for months and months. It is not a good sign when women sit as in Shaheen Bagh for months and months. It is not a good sign when Dalits come out and don't give two hoots about law and order and continue their protest. This is not good for our democracy. This might be good for those fascists in power because this is what they want. So there has to be a clear differentiation between BJP and the people who want to defeat the BJP in election. And lastly, you require only 10 judges to come together and say basic structure is not part of our constitution, everything goes away. Because right now, Mr. Modi is not a prime minister. He is the president in every other way, because even the grand palace which is going to come up right beside parliament, it shows that. We are already on that path. So there has to be a clear cut path differentiation. Otherwise, this will continue and we can have these discussions for many times. You can call me, you won't call me, but the fact of the matter is on the ground, unless or until you call this is wrong, this is right, it's not going to finish very easy.